Let's go.
I keep telling you the same thing, man. Makeup, you don't need makeup for a live stream. It's pretty much, it's easy. That's that.
Hey man, I told you that in confidence, and you said you wouldn't judge me for it, and I felt judged. I thought it was a safe space, and I could just speak openly without judgment and criticism.
No, you're definitely gonna get
And
judged and
I
made
was
fun of.
wrong. I was wrong to expect
You're
that.
gonna be made fun of regardless. It's all good.
Are we live?
We are 100% live right now.
All right, folks. Welcome.
Hello.
Hit that like button. Yeah, 100% hit on all those likes. And did I say lake? Hit that.
In that lake. There you go.
We are live. Welcome, folks.
Yes, sir.
What are you live? Are you live streaming your thing? Okay, perfect.
There we go. Yeah, no, we're just we got a lot to talk about. Looks pretty. There's a lot of positive sentiment in the market right now. We wanted to share it with you, and we had a bunch of charts that are breaking out right now, including we'll just get into those soon here, but it's pretty exciting. So we'll see what happens here.
And look, I have something tremendously important to get off my chest here. Okay, if you guys are ever in Ottawa, Canada, check out El Camino and El Dorado. All right, those are the two best taco spots in Ottawa.
He's been talking to me about this all day.
Yeah. No, it's a crime that you haven't checked those places out. So check those places out. Very good. And there's also some.
And they didn't pay us to say that, guys.
No, they should. But there's also some stuff going on with Bitcoin, so maybe we should discuss that aside from the topics.
Sir. Should we start with my screen here first?
Sure. No, let's talk about your screen. You want all the attention. So.
You know what? We're gonna start with yours. Here you go. boom. Let's go.
All right. So look, folks, we are above the 50 SMA on the daily. Bitcoin is impulsing. We're currently above this cluster in volume at 58,800. If Bitcoin remains above that, we're looking good. If we start to break below 58,800, bad news bears, we could retrace back downwards. That's essentially my thoughts for Bitcoin.
Boom. Very nice and easy.
There you go.
I think it's the same thing. We've been looking at the same thing for a while now. I mean, since the beginning or the end of last month, there's been almost nine days here. We've been getting rejected specifically at the 57,899, 57,900, and you can see clearly where we are not able to actually close above. We're seeing a lot of wicks. So today we still have 6 hours to go for the day, and if Bitcoin actually just closes above this range, this would be confirmed breakout. And I think it's gonna get crazy, to be honest. And if you think about it, we're already kind of back in that range, right? Because we dropped all the way from the 64,000, 965,000, all the way down to the 46 or 47,000. And right now, that's a drop of 27%. Right now, we're back to it's just an 8% away from whatever the all-time highs were. So, but besides that, I guess that's not the main point we're talking about. We're just saying that look. This could be the breakout today. Let's just see how the day ends. We still have 6 hours to go. But if Bitcoin closes here and continues to close above, and you can see here how today we made a higher, we just wicked a bit higher all the way to the 59,438 previous to this. It looks pretty healthy, man. I like it.
Yeah. So look, we're starting to see some strength build up with Bitcoin here. So taking a look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin looks weak on our indicators. You've had a bearish crossover on the MACD, weighted MACDs going down, RSI making lower highs, lower lows, very much overbought. Everything's going down. But what are we starting to see? Stochastic RSI, bullish crossover in the oversold region.
I love the stochastic.
Our first sign of macro strength. And the stochastic is great because it's one of our it is the most reactive indicator out of the four we have pulled up here. This stochastic is very volatile. It's very good for understanding shifts in trends. That's what the stochastic is best used for, understanding shifts in trends. So what are we seeing here in the weekly? Very oversold, having a bullish crossover. Let's take a look at here at the daily here. What do we see? Bullish crossover in the MACD. Weighted MACD seems to want to have a bullish crossover. Stochastic RSI tried to break down, couldn't. Bullish crossover. Regular RSI now making higher highs and higher lows. I mean, we're seeing that strength come into the market. So will that carry on? It's not a guarantee, but we're seeing strength build up. So that's good to see. That's kind of
Definitely.
my 2 cents here with
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
no, definitely. I think just maybe one last thought here. We're seeing how for the past, I would say, what, 5, 6, 7 days, volume has been picking up, clearly picking up. We've been starting to hit, above average regions. This is the moving average for the volume, so that's pretty good. And at the breakout here, hopefully we'll see what happens on the 6 hour, but we need to see, a substantial movement upwards in terms of the volume. MACD's in the positive. RSI is still right here. It's making those higher lows as we move forward. It's still in the neutral, but the best thing about it, and we keep saying the same thing, once we're pushing up, we're getting to some sort of a breakout. If we have enough room for the RSI to keep going up, that gives me at least a bit of confidence to saying now I would be waiting on some sort of higher volume to be confident enough that, hey, this is actually going back up. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. We have enough distance here, we have enough space for us to continue to move up without feeling like we are overextended or way overextended when we get to the top here. So it looks pretty nice. But man, enough of Bitcoin. Enough of Bitcoin.
Can I wrap up with Bitcoin? I just have
Wrap it
one
up.
thought with Bitcoin here. And again, folks, it's important to understand what Bitcoin does because Bitcoin will affect the rest of the market. Now, I think following the RSI here is extremely critical if we want to understand if Bitcoin's going to continue to go up or if we're going to break down if this was some kind of fake out here. So looking here at the 12-hour RSI, we can clearly draw a trend line that the market has proven over and over again has been relevant with this RSI. We're consistently making lower highs at around the same region. So we can draw some trend lines here and possibly anticipate resistance at these regions. So what I'm trying to say here is if we can break above these two white trend lines, these slanted trend lines, that would be macro bullish divergence and would be our cue that Bitcoin is done correcting, is going to test all-time highs and possibly enter price discovery. So following this RSI in larger time frames is going to be key for understanding whether we see that bullish continuation with Bitcoin. And ultimately, over the long term, we want Bitcoin to go up. The higher Bitcoin goes up, the higher the ceilings for the altcoins. Although if Bitcoin starts to rip up and move up quickly, that's going to affect the pairings. That's going to affect a lot of liquidity, and it could place the dampers on the altcoins. Anytime Bitcoin moves up quickly in the short term, it typically is bad for alts. Typically places the dampers on the alts in the short term, but it's exactly that, a short-term problem. Over the long term, we want Bitcoin going up. We want Bitcoin continuously trending up because that will raise the ceiling for the alt. So that's my 2 cents.
Yes, sir. Now, do we need to talk about the elephant in the room or what right now? What's going on with Ethereum? Ethereum keeps on ripping.
Let's talk about
30,000.
Ethereum. Yeah, and look, but let's talk about Ethereum here. But I just kind of want to preface this, folks. The market looks extremely interesting right now. Bitcoin's ripping up, Ethereum's ripping up. We have a bunch of interesting charts. We want to bring you guys a bunch of things that are currently breaking out now, but we need to understand Bitcoin. We need to understand Ethereum. So let's talk about Ethereum.
Definitely. So this is what Ethereum's doing at the moment as we speak. Overall, we've been, what else are you going to say to that?
It just keeps ripping up.
It's just going up, guys. That's what it is. We just have a long bodied candle on the 6 hour. Looks pretty good. What is this? Yesterday, actually today, we tried to break above this level over here. You can see a clear resistance somewhere at the 3,547 cents, 3,550 cents. And as soon as we kind of broke above it, we just peaked for a bit. 4-hour chart, maybe we'll see this. Yeah, 4-hour was nicely, closing above these higher levels, and boom, we're ripping back up. Now, for the longest time, we've been talking about Ethereum being overextended, and we're looking for some sort of retracement or a sideways action. That's what we usually say. When the market is bullish, guys, and you're trying to see, okay, so it's kind of hard to call the top, or I wouldn't really say calling it as a top, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's hard to call tops, but I mean, I can call price targets. I mean, I think I'm pretty good at it, to be honest. But
we'll get you a cookie later here. But so besides that, usually when we say calling a top, what I meant by that is, are we gonna go sideways or no? So sometimes, it becomes more, instead of calling a top, you're calling a bit of a lag or sideways action before the next upward movement, right? So you want to see when the buyers start to get exhausted and it gets choppy a bit, sometimes choppy enough to start causing some, panic in the market. But this is what happened with Ethereum. It's been here, went sideways for a bit. We clearly identified a resistance now, and now we're just keeping to move up. So in terms of where it can go now, a buddy over here is perfect at calling tops. You want to see where it's going to go up to?
tell me, I want to know.
I don't know, based on this, based on whatever I'm looking at, just something conservative. Obviously, somewhere to the 4K, but it's not like, I don't know, somewhere 4K 200, I would say. Yeah.
4200. That
Yeah.
makes some sense. So I have some fib levels on my end here that I think were pretty relevant. I'm just gonna give it to you guys. I think we're going to 39K. If we smash through that, I think 4300 is kind of our next stop. And a few things to say here. Brandon in the chat says this is all speculation, and I would tend to agree. Yes, this market is extremely highly driven through speculation, but through technical analysis, we can kind of peer through that speculation, and we can come to an understanding, a reasonable understanding of the probabilities of next micro and macro moves. So through technical analysis, I think we can have somewhat of an understanding of likely next moves. But yes, I think you're right. This market is highly driven by speculation. We have some requests to look at on Marshall. We will
See
do that.
VeChain as well. Yeah.
VeChain, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just that one thing I want to say about the speculation aspect of it. Yes, you are speculating. That you're not really. It would be very naive of you thinking that, you know exactly where things are gonna go in 100%. It's obviously we're speculating over something, but that's the thing. You don't control the market. You don't drive the market. You can just get ready for the market and prepare for it. You can have certain criteria saying if I drop below a certain level or I go above a certain level, we're more likely this is the more likely scenario that can happen. Just like you're saying, it's a probability versus risk and reward ratios, and that's about it. And you can't control anything. Even in life, you can't control anything. So let alone this volatile, crazy, wild west, market. But yeah.
Yeah, and I would just piggyback on your point. Look, folks, technical analysis is a game of probabilities, not certainties. Good traders have, trade high probability setups and win more often than not, but they lose all the time. None of this is a guarantee. But again, through TA, I think we can understand probabilities and get a better understanding of likelihoods of moves and stuff. So that's my 2 cents here, folks. Ethereum looks stupid bullish. I mean, man, look, I've been saying forever. I think it's long overdue since Ethereum has made a stupid move. If I'm being honest, Ethereum kind of reminds me of how Bitcoin felt back when it ripped up past 20K.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember when it ripped past 20K, everyone was saying like, "Oh, when are we gonna hit resistance? When are we gonna correct? When are we gonna find rejection?" And it just kept ripping up. I remember, man. Do you remember back in the high 20s?
Even 22,000, 25,000. Yeah. Like, oh no, we're dropping sometime soon. Right. We're gonna go down. Look at it right now.
We were going up like 1K every day, seemingly. And so ETH feels like in a very similar position. We're quite overextended. We've impulsed up. We're all feeling like a correction is long overdue, and I think it is. And we've been calling for one, around kind of like the mid 3,000s, but we're just not getting it. Ethereum looks crazy bullish. And so I would expect some kind of resistance at 3,900 and then 4,300. Yeah. But yeah, Ethereum looks crazy bullish.
Even if you're looking at Ethereum's market cap, not market cap, but the Ethereum dominance, we're at 18.5%.
In ETH dominance, wow.
Yes, we keep on pushing up. It looks like, overall we had some sort of resistance at the 17.2 dominance, but it looks pretty good, man. It looks pretty good. So far, so good.
It looks extremely good. Like if you go to my chart here.
We are on yours, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So look at this macro trend. Hold on, let me line this up perfectly. Okay, so macro resistance levels that we're breaking out of all of them with ETH dominance, okay? If we zoom in here kind of the short term, as soon as ETH made a higher high, we went back down, retested it, held it, making new highs. This looks stupid bullish. So again, folks, every time we impulse up, we have a correction. Impulse up, have a correction. Now, we could have a large impulse up, but at some point, we're going to have a correction. But as long as the macro trend remains bullish, which it is, we're making nothing but macro higher highs and higher lows. ETH, I think, is going to continue to kill it and do amazing pretty much until the end of the year, in my opinion.
Definitely. No, I think so too. I think it's a lot of optimism for Ethereum at the moment. There's a bunch. Even I think here, I probably still have the screen or the news article open. Maybe I'll just share it with you guys if that's something you're interested in. But where is it at? VanEck filing for an Ethereum ETF, and for whoever doesn't, like, VanEck is basically a U.S. investment firm. They have almost $50 billion worth in their assets. And earlier on Friday, there's an article article from yesterday, I believe. Yes, so early on Friday, VanEck has filed for an Ethereum ETF with the SEC. VanEck has already submitted a Bitcoin ETF, which is pending a review. I think this is which one is this here? I think this is the Ethereum one. Yeah, this is the Ethereum one, and this is the one for Bitcoin. So, there's a bunch of, developments on the Ethereum blockchain itself, a bunch of updates coming up. We're seeing all of these big institutions trying to jump in. Also, a couple of weeks ago, we had this $120 million bond with the European Investment Bank. So, man, it just looks pretty. It's the next biggest thing, I think, for these big institutions, so.
Dude, 100%. You hit the nail on the head. Ethereum is the next coin institutions will move into. Look, there's a reason why when you look at our channel, there's a ETH symbol on the gold chain of our astronaut. There's a reason why when you look at our logo, are the astronauts sitting in a diamond shape. We are ETH fanboys. Ethereum is extremely well positioned to take over the smart contract ecosystem. I'm not an ETH maximus. I think Cardano can exist and do well beside Ethereum. But we have to acknowledge how well positioned ETH is to kind of be the winner and kind of be the leader in that smart contract ecosystem. And again, it's the next coin institutions are likely to move into. With EIP 1559 coming in the summer, Ethereum will become deflationary and harder money than Bitcoin. I mean, Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin all year. It still has a higher ROI potential than Bitcoin. So, I mean, again, there's a reason why I keep saying Bitcoin's a stupid investment and why I'm such an ETH fanboy. There's so much to love about Ethereum.
Yeah, and I don't know if you agree or not, but we just had this conversation a couple times before. Maybe it's nice to bring it up again, but just the fact, if you're a big institution, you got billions and billions of dollars overall. I think the way it happens, if you're looking at such a crazy market that's on the come up and, you're just trying to, continue or start getting involved in it, I think the most easiest or safest first step to start getting into the crypto market was actually going into Bitcoin. A store of value, everybody wants it. It's the safest. We don't want to deal too much with the volatility of the whole other, crypto market. And it's the safest in terms of that. And now next thing. Now, all right, what are we going to use it for? What's the nice thing in terms of how are we gonna utilize it in terms of use case and actually profit off of that? And you're already seeing banks trying to jump in on the Ethereum bandwagon, and just try to profit off of it as well. And I think Ethereum is the most secure in terms of the development, the programming aspect, and the blockchain behind it. I think the biggest thing institutions really care about is the security. We don't want things that they want to make sure that the investment money, the biggest thing we want, it's a nice project, sure, but if it's not secure, we don't want to be a part of it. It's too much risk. So I think Ethereum, that's what that's the front that Ethereum has been putting out, especially with their development team, consistently work on the security aspect of it, hacker-proof systems, and just continually trying to improve that. So, man, I think it's still extremely undervalued, to be honest.
Ethereum is stupidly undervalued. Ethereum is the thing that the next Facebook is going to be built on. Ethereum is the thing where the next global banking system is going to be built on. Like, that's worth trillions. The network that secures the next Facebook, the next global banking system is worth trillions.
Right.
And so I think Ethereum is stupidly undervalued. Like, look, I do think we're in a bull market. I think we're going to enter a bear market maybe near the end of the year. If ETH dropped 80-90%, I would hold through that if I for some reason didn't sell.
You're a soldier, man.
What I'm trying to say is, like, there's a lot of coins that I don't know if they're going to be around in 5 years, right?
Yeah.
ETH is one of the few coins that I'm confident will be around 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So let's say you buy now and you come back in 10 years. I'm sure ETH's going to be around and worth a hell of a lot more money than it is today.
Definitely.
So that's my thoughts with ETH. But look, there's a lot of coins to talk about, lots of breakouts here. What do you want to talk about next year, Nick?
So I see a couple comments here about I guess what do we have here? I missed the VeChain analysis. We haven't really started that yet, Leon. So we'll probably talk about this next year. Theta as well. We want to bring up Theta to you guys. We've been looking at it here since the morning, and man, I love it. So what do you want to talk about first, VeChain or Theta?
Theta looks very interesting, but let's do VeChain first.
Let's do VeChain. Everybody wants to look at VeChain. It's on yours, by the way.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so just to start throwing out some ideas here, So VeChain was in this kind of descending triangle wedge. We broke out bullishly. We had an impulse. We're having a correction here. We fell below our kind of our volume here, which is acting as support. So that will now act as resistance. We are correcting. Ultimately, I think as long as we remain above the breakup point, this is totally healthy, totally to be expected. So, but if VeChain starts to break below, I'd say 21.5 cents, that would
Yeah.
be below our breakup point. And then I would start to get worried that VeChain is no longer short-term bullish. But as long as we remain above 21.5 cents, this retracement is nothing. Could be a great buy the dip opportunity, to be honest.
It does, because and that's for me only. I guess me and Brendan here, I guess we did the same thing. But as soon as the breakout, put a bit of money in it, and then we're saying, hey, once it goes down, we'll dollar cost average it. But I still don't want it to go below the $21.50. So what we mean by that is, usually we're looking at this chart over here. We have some sort of a descending triangle. VeChain yesterday was actually supposed to, if it's following this pattern, it was supposed to break below here, right? So it hits first time here, second time here. Why is this not? I hate when this happens. Brush. What? Perfect. Oh, so man. 1, 2, 3, fourth time was supposed to also go down, but VeChain said no. Buyers came in. We're anticipating some sort of a breakout. Went all the way up to the 24, 25 cents. Now it's coming back down. So now it's coming back down. Usually we're thinking about a retest for the breakout, and that's what's happening right now. So we need to see this level definitely hold. This is the range we identified yesterday, somewhere closer to $21 as $21, 21 cents all the way to the 22 cents. And it looks like this is what VeChain wants to find that support at as we speak. So if this holds, we continue to move up, I think we're easily going back to the 27, 28 cents and beyond. So the next resistance would be up here. And as soon as we break above that, we'd have some sort of an ascending triangle, a much bigger target that I'm very excited about, man. I don't know about you, but
I'm very excited, especially. So I'm drawing a few things here. Now, I got a few things to say. Someone said they think Ethereum is going to $1. I think you're
$1.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what the people are saying. So I do indeed hope that does happen. Well, it hasn't. Anyways, yes. What am I trying to vet BTC? That's what I want to see. When I'm trying to talk and look something up at the same time, my words don't work so good. All right, but now my words are working better. So, folks, few things to keep in mind here. We did have that breakout. Right now, we're forming a micro descending triangle here. So if we start to break above this white trend line, then get above this VP for opponent control, get above 23 cents, I think we're flying. In fact, I'm even looking at this as a trade. If we get above 23 cents, I'm longing this, placing a stop loss below this volume at about 22.5 cents.
Right. No, I agree. I think, just like we said before, man, VeChain was one of the slowest coins in this whole movement. And this whole movement the crypto market was having, everybody was just waiting on VeChain to do something. And you can tell the comments from way back were just very negative towards it until it started moving, end of February, beginning of March. We started having the option. And I think right now we do have the buyer's interest in the market. I think VeChain showcased what it can do when buyers are interested in it, and it has a bunch of partnerships and all the things that they're pushing for as a team, basically, and it's just showing. I think this is just the beginning for VeChain. I think a lot of people were interested in it overall, and the slow movement kind of shook out a bunch of them out. Right now with this breakout, and if Bitcoin continues to break above these levels we were just talking about, I think VeChain is going to really get a bit of that buying appetite back again, and easily back up to these higher levels, man. So it's pretty exciting. And even yes,
sorry man, I'm gonna cut you
off. It's all good, you can cut me off, go ahead.
So a few things. I think Bitcoin rising will make the market more confident that we're not precarious and that we can continue to rise. Although Bitcoin moving up quickly affects the pairings, it affects liquidity, it affects momentum, and can negatively affect the altcoin. So if Bitcoin starts to quickly rip up, then that's not good to see. Mm-hmm. But if Bitcoin just kind of consolidates, then that's what we want.
Definitely.
So a few things here. Looking at the VeChain Bitcoin pairing here, we had the ascending triangle bullish breakout. We're testing the breakout point. If we can hold support here at this green zone and start to make moves to the upside, that's our cue that VeChain could start to see, more bullish continuation.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. And even yesterday, if you're looking at the just overall at the where is it here? Yesterday's daily candle, we have a bunch of nice volume above the average volume, so it looks pretty good, man. It does look pretty good. It looks the way it's playing out right now is nice. Once this retracement is done, let's just see how that plays out. So we'll definitely keep you guys updated. And if you're just new to the channel here, it looks like we have 300 people listening to us.
Oh, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for watching. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can get all these updates and turn on the notification so you can know when we're actually going live every day. So
folks, look, our breakouts have breakouts, right? VeChain's breaking out, forming a descending triangle, gonna break out soon. We got breakouts all over the place. All right. So folks, do us this favor, because we got even more gorgeous setups, more interesting places to bring you guys. Like, subscribe, share, send this to your friends. Be like, hey, do you want to know what's up with VeChain? You heard about Dogecoin, make money with VeChain? Send them this link. All right,
check out these guys.
And then click on every link down in the description. Just click on the links.
Man.
You'll figure it out.
All right,
and
man.
We'll be happy campers.
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's move on. Let's bring these guys
need to talk.
some minutes.
We need to talk about Theta, man.
Let's talk about Theta.
Can we talk about Theta?
Let's talk about Theta. Yeah, Theta looks very interesting.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
All right. Hold on. You take over because I'm gonna log in and maybe.
Yeah, I know. I've been telling you since the morning, man. Since the morning, take a look at it. So this is what's happening, guys. We talked about Theta yesterday, and that's why you need to make sure you enable those notifications, because this is, sometimes these are critical. We're not trying to be fully clickbaity, sometimes we have fun, but
we're trying to
when we say, yeah, I guess so. And sometimes it's actually urgent and we actually mean it. So overall, this is what we're looking at Theta yesterday, and we're forecasting. We know exactly where that resistance is at the $11.53. And look, guys, this is not something that this is some rocket science. It's just, if you have the right tools and you daily look at those charts and try to predict certain things and see what works out and what doesn't work out. We had the resistance at the $11.53. We know we haven't really closed below that at all. We can see here specifically on May 1st all the way to May 4th. And again, yesterday, having lots of wicks or a long wick to the upside. They tried to push all the way to the $12.64. It didn't work out, broke below it, and actually closed again. So we know this is the level we need to be taking a look at. And look at it today. It keeps on pushing up. And I'm pretty sure if we go to the 4 hours, when it's like pretty evident where that was sitting, this right here, this candle, I think signaled a lot for the buyers that we are in the market. You can see here how the volume was pretty high, way above the average volume, and we never really had this kind of volume ever since, for a while here, ever since we got stuck in this ascending triangle. So it looked pretty good, and right now looks like it is trying to find that retracement again, or it did come back to retrace and it's pushing back up. So there's a lot of work still ahead of us, but we did definitely, if we're looking at the VPVR here, guys, we are passing through the hard part right now. We're testing it, but most importantly, we're above this line. So the day here still has 5 hours and 40 minutes to go. If this continues to close above here, then man, I can easily see Theta going back up to these higher levels, at least at the $15
all-time highs, yeah,
100%. And then after that's even higher. So it's been trying to push.
Yes, 100%. So I think you're right about this ascending triangle. We're breaking out. We made a new all-time high, large consolidation pattern. We're above our VPVR here, which is great. We want to see that. If Theta here gets below $12.15, then I'm worried. But as long as you remain above that, this looks stupid bullish. And if we can get above flip $13 from resistance in the support, oof, this thing's flying. I think we're retesting all-time highs. In fact, I know you're in a long. I'm thinking about getting in a long. Yeah, and we're not telling you guys to FOMO, but this does look very interesting. Now, two things. I'm hearing a lot of people mention ETC, and I'm hearing some people talk about XRP. I have a few things I want to say with that because they're pumping.
Yeah.
But let's wrap up here with Theta because Theta's worth mentioning. But we're gonna get to those.
ETC, yeah. So we're done. We're done as well. Theta's done.
Okay.
We can talk about. I don't know whatever you have on your end, but there's also 1 inch, man. 1 inch has been ripping.
Let's talk about 1 inch. But I kind of want to just briefly mention ETC and XRP.
Let's do that.
I think I know what's, and if I can just start just talking about this, I think I know what's going on with ETC Ethereum Classic here. So this is like pumped up a lot, and I think a lot of new people, a lot of noobs are kind of chasing this thing. I've heard there's a lot of hype in kind of the these different hype groups and TikTok talking about like ETC and stuff, and folks, look, this has had such a giant parabolic growth. I personally wouldn't want to chase this at all. We're seeing a giant long way to the upside here. All right, ETC. I mean, compared to Ethereum, it's just. I think a lot of people hear that
Yeah.
has Ethereum in its name, and they confusing it with the real Ethereum.
You know what's funny? Because
Oh,
I saw some, like, I'm actually trying to pull this story up right now, but yeah, apparently a lot of people were confusing it as well
yeah,
with the
yeah,
actual Ethereum.
yeah.
And
No.
yeah, man.
ETC is a dead project. There's no development on it. It's just been completely abandoned. People just see it has a cheaper price point and Ethereum in the name. They FOMO into it, but it's a dead project. So
Damn.
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't get into this at all. Even as a trade, it's unattractive because it's already had such a parabolic growth. I'm completely unattracted to ETC at all. I think it's kind of like a dumb money play at this point.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it, to be honest.
Yeah, and I know I'm being a little harsh here, but I don't want you guys losing money. I wouldn't touch this at all.
Yeah,
As a trade, it's uninteresting. The fundamentals are uninteresting. Just whatever way you look at this, I'm not touching this.
there we go.
Also, XRP. Not a fan of the fundamentals, but again, it's one of those cheap coins. Like people are gonna look at the top 10 list. They're gonna be like, oh, look at XRP. It's so cheap. Like, look, man, look at the top. You've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Dogecoin. They're gonna look at Dogecoin. They're gonna look at XRP, and they're gonna be like, look, it's so much cheaper than Ethereum and Binance coin.
Yeah.
And it's gonna pump, but it's the fundamentals aren't there.
Yeah, and even for XRP, if you don't mind, I'll just
Go
wanted to
ahead,
kind
please. Yeah.
of, I just saw, I didn't know if I want to bring it up today or no, but I had the new story up there already. Nothing, nothing we're not so familiar with, but this is the chart. Um, Sideways action for a bit now until we get some sort of an apex. At the moment, we're at the $1.56 region. But I had this saved from yesterday, and we'll just share it with you regardless. And maybe what, at the end here, all these links we have, we'll just have them in the description for you guys. So if you want to come back to this video, or actually, look, join
Better
our
yet, let's
Discord.
post it on our Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we put
we'll
on our
post all the links
Discord
in our Discord.
as
Yeah,
soon as we
join
see
our
things that you guys need to. Yeah.
join our Discord.
So yeah, no, this is what we're looking with XRP. Look at look at what's in store for XRP if Ripple eventually goes public after SEC case. Just a couple things here that came up. I still take it with a grain of salt, but just something that you guys need to kind of be updated on. But Ripple's listing intentions were disclosed by Yoshitaka Kitao. Sorry if I butchered the name.
Sakamoto? Oh no.
No,
Yoshi, yeah.
Kitao, yeah. So the company's largest investor explained that all stakeholders within the board, including the CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, have reached a consensus on the issue and are gearing up for the phase after all the legal setbacks are over. Because we know whatever's going on with the SEC and Ripple's team and them, being accused of selling illegal tokens, not really identified or registered prior to the sale. But this is what the XRP is doing right now. But overall, Ripple seeks to outdo Coinbase by setting strong record. A successful listing would see a drastic value upshot to XRP and its already vibrant 60 billion market value. So there's a lot. It has a huge following. XRP. We all know that at one point it was the thing people were looking at. Then the drop happened overall. And now it's back up here, so just keep that in mind. There's a bunch of catalysts that move the price action, obviously. And if the SEC, eventually there's a bunch of, negative news against the SEC in terms of the, regulatory, I don't even know how to say the word, man. Regulations, clarity.
Regulatory.
Whatever. Clarity overall. It depends. Whatever happens, I think it can actually catalyze this movement as well.
So we can even hover on your chart. I just have a few things to say with XRP if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, could XRP continue to make people money? Sure. Could it go on to maybe do a 2-3x or even more? Maybe, sure. But here's my 2 cents. I think in terms of safe plays, there's much safer plays than XRP. In terms of higher ROI plays, I think there's plays out there that potentially have higher ROI than XRP. So, I mean, with dubious fundamentals and with other projects that are safer and other projects that have higher ROI, at this point, I'm definitely not chasing XRP. I think those who have been in for a while are the ones that are going to make their money. I think retail is going to FOMO in. They're going to see the cheap price. They're going to buy the top. And then, the people who've been in for a while, the smart money is going to sell to the retail FOMOing in into a coin with dubious fundamentals. It's already pumped. So
Damn.
again, it's not. At this point here, I'm not a giant fan of XRP. I definitely would not be
Yeah.
touching XRP at all.
I was,
As a
I was, I
trade,
was,
as a trade, sure, but
yeah,
yeah,
I was a big fan of XRP back in the day, like I would
yeah,
say, and whatever came up with SEC kind of had that effect on me as well. And I'll be honest, like we actually all pulled out, but look, man, I think if it turns out to work out fine, and it's not a security anymore, and all that works out, it could be good. It could be good. I think it can, can have a huge effect on the market, and it could actually help with the with just settling all these transactions they're trying to be pushing for. So I think the biggest thing that affected this was the fact that we have a huge battle with the SEC and them kind of saying that, look, this might be a security. So I think that's why this whole thing dropped. If it wasn't for that, it would have been top three, top four coins in terms of market cap. So
still up
depends
there.
whatever. Yeah. So that's what happens.
But well, here's the thing too, man. Like, look, I was a fan of XRP back when it was 25 cents.
right.
I'm not a fan of XRP at $1.60. Yeah, look, I was dollar cost averaging in back in the low 20-cent range for XRP. I was definitely a fan then because back then, in terms of the high caps, it had high ROI potential, but it's at $1.60 right now.
Mhm.
So there's safer plays than
Definitely.
XRP,
Yeah.
and there's plays that I think can even moving forward, like even if XRP goes to $5-10, maybe it can even do more. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think there's other plays with higher ROIs.
Definitely depends whatever you're looking at. If we're just talking about the project itself, if it's good or bad, yes. But if we're talking like, hey, if you want to maximize your profits, then obviously there's a bunch of other stuff that's gonna 10x, 20x, or 30x from now. So something to keep in mind, I guess, for XRP here.
Yeah. So hey man, look, we Pancake Bear Mount Aim. Thank you very much. I think that's 10 euros.
It is.
Hello, have you heard of Polka City?
Polka City, not
Polka
really.
City.
Thank you for the donation. Also,
Thank you.
thank you for the support. So, what do you want here? Maybe we can add this to our list. Polka City, talk about it in a bit. Get out of the way those the breakouts that everyone is kind of waiting on. But what do you think? You want to talk about 1 inch next?
I have it pulled up.
You have it? Perfect. All right,
I
let's do
have
that.
everything all ready to
Yeah,
go.
let's do it.
So, a few things here. I'm not familiar with the fundamentals, so I can't speak to that. I can't say if this is a good product. I don't know. This is the first time I've heard about it. Look at the market cap, super small market cap, 5.5 million. Anything could move this. Looking at the chart actually looks interesting. I would potentially look at this as a trade. If I learn more about the fundamentals and if there's some catalysts coming up, this could be a very interesting trade because look, descending triangle, where it seem to be pumping a little bit right now. If we can get above, I'd say 70 cents, this starts to look far more attractive. If we can hold 70 cents, flip up that fib level from resistance into support, and if we start making higher highs above these kind of micro peaks, this could start making moves to the upside. Thinking with this being such a low cap, if this thing has any chance of pumping with catalysts or fundamentals, this looks interesting.
It definitely does. I genuinely can't find it anywhere. Where are you on chart?
It's on Dex Tools or
Dex
Dex
Tools.
Tools. Yeah,
All
Pol C. POLC.
You know what? We can just do after your try. No, I agree with you fully. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
at a pretty good spot at the moment. I would say keep an eye out on the volume. We just need to see more volume to make
Right.
sure that this is not just being manipulated at the moment, and it could just basically just tank on you in any second. So make
Yeah.
sure that there's a volume, and as soon as it goes above this sideways range, then looks pretty good. This actually does look good.
If I can piggyback on your point here, I hope that people can see this. It is a little small, but as we can see here, we had our little pump, our little dump. All throughout this price action, what did we see? Higher average volume. So
Yeah.
volume was trending upward, kind of like this entire time. If you guys can maybe see that blue slanted line, all right, we were trending upward. So we want to see something similar to that, right? We want to see volume pick up. We want to make higher highs above these levels, but it looks interesting. I'm actually gonna look into this more.
Yeah, no, I agree. This looks pretty good. I'm gonna favorite it and see how it plays out. Besides that, though, what else do we have?
Well, let's get to the one you want to talk about here without further ado.
Let's maybe talk about. Are you good with 1 inch? 1 inch looks pretty
Let's
good.
talk about 1 inch. I 100%
Perfect.
want to talk about 1 inch.
So this is what we got with 1 inch right now. It's been again, we can clearly identify the range of resistance at the $6.38, $6.39, and we've been first time tried to go above it. got rejected. It set the ceiling for us. Next time we tried, got rejected. As soon as we got rejected, it kind of got stuck in here since February 11th all the way till again one more time didn't work here. And now, you know, Theta all of a sudden, 1inch all of a sudden decided to break above, and it looks like, you know, you can see here from the VPVR trading activity plotted across all these across the different price levels. Was a lot going on over on this side. You can't really, it's very choppy. All we can fully tell is the fact that buyers were probably coming in at a more aggressive rate. Not that crazy of an aggressive, I guess, approach to it, but the resistance itself is pretty telling the way it would go about it. Overall, if you look at 1inch, I don't know if you agree or not, but I see some sort of a cup and handle area here that it failed from. And, you know, I think by that time, people would have been looking at that for the next leg up. And if we're taking, I guess, the base of that and projecting where it could take us, back to that, but this is not the breakout point we're looking at, so we need to keep that in mind. This is the $6.35 region. I think it take us back up to these higher levels, $9 to $9.50. So I don't know what you think about it.
I actually agree. Yeah, I think 850 to about 950 is where this could bring us for sure. Also, another thing, I love 1inch in terms of fundamentals. I own 1inch. 1inch is an exchange aggregator. For those who don't know, like with 1inch, I feel like there's no need to make bets on like PancakeSwap or Bancor or Uniswap or the tons of you know, swaps out there, because 1inch will just route your trade through all of them. So I mean, there's that, like with this thing, there's no need to place your bet on any one winning. You could just bet on the space winning, because 1inch is an aggregator. So with 1inch, I'm just betting that swaps will be used and that their value will increase. So I think that's a pretty safe bet. So I like the fundamentals of 1inch. We've been consolidating forever, boring people to death. And so the fact that we're now breaking out and making new macro higher high, I think 1inch is long overdue, you know, making stupid moves to the upside. Definitely. And I think this could be the beginning.
I agree. I hate the fact that we were looking at 1inch back at like 70 cents. Man.
I know. Yo, you brought me 1inch. You were shilling 1inch back when it first came out, back when it was like about $1.
Man, oh man, I hate remembering that so much. Because it was man, the whole like DeFi space and was kind of like shaky a bit, right? Yeah. And there was a bunch of things coming up, so we just looked at it. I'm like, yeah, this look pretty good, but it was kind of far-fetched of the use case still, right? And I guess that's for me. Maybe I wasn't really updated fully on the space itself, DeFi space, but man, I thought it was pretty interesting back then, and look at it right now, man. It's like 7x, 8x, like it's nothing.
And you know what it was too for me? It was the name. I didn't like the name. I thought the name was stupid. That's why I didn't look at it. I was like, what is?
I remember like, what is this? He's like, stop talking to me about that. It is what it is, though. That's what it is. You got, if you believe in something, guys, and you feel like it's actually nice and you like the fundamentals, then that's usually all it takes, you know, for you to be profitable, you know, so with a bit of risk management. But overall, if you find something good, you did enough research on it, logically, it makes sense to you, always keep it on your radar.
And if I could just, again, piggyback on that point, it also makes, for me, I'm not telling you guys to do, but to hodl good coins. Look, I think my average entry for 1inch is about roughly maybe $4.50, about there. And look, I held this thing all throughout this movement here, all these months, all this shakeout, these breakouts, this sideways price action, this getting rejected off all-time highs, this crashing, all of this. I just held it and didn't care what it was doing because I like the fundamentals. And look, I think honestly, look, this could retrace. This might have a pullback. This might not continue to go up, but I'm holding 1inch for the long term. And I think over the long term, this pumpage that we've seen so far is going to look like nothing over the long term. Definitely. But that's just my opinion.
Definitely. No, I agree.
We had a question about Cardano here. If you want to look at Cardano.
Let's do it. Want to open up on your end?
Yes. I thought I had it pulled up here, but I guess not. Actually, I do. Okay, I do, but it's that all my lines are gone. Do you have it pulled up on your end here?
Yes. Let's take a look at it.
I'll pull it up here on my end as well, but
yeah. All right, let me just check here. Wow, my memory's so bad. What were we gonna look up?
Cardano. No, it's all good. I am like non-functional until I have a coffee.
Let's see here. Where is Cardano?
Okay, so I do have Cardano,
Perfect.
and
All right. So it's on your end.
yeah, so I do have a lot of lines here. Now, a few things to know. I think we have kind of reached our short-term price target based off the height of this ascending triangle. Now I know there's a lot of lines here, and
Yes, it's
I
all
don't know if
good.
you guys can tell, and I'll try to remove some of these things that are less relevant here. But yeah, no, I think Cardano might be kind of topped off short-term here. We did impulse up, have a large impulse. Again, whenever we impulse, we have a retracement. It's normal, it's to be expected. But with that being said, Cardano was in this kind of it was within this range here from about $1 to about $1.50, this 50-cent range for a while, for months. It was doing nothing, moving sideways within this range. So we've had a lot of consolidation, a lot of choppiness, a lot of people being shaken out. Also, this is like a trader's coin, a high trading volume for
Oh yeah.
Cardano. But we are now leaving that range that we've been in for months. So I think that's telling kind of things to come in the long-term direction of Cardano. The fact that we've been consolidating this range for months and we just broke out of our range, just made a new all-time high. It's I think telling of things to come.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even looking right now, yeah, you're right fully. We had a yesterday we're kind of torn apart between which target we should be looking at, I guess. But looking at it right now, man, I think there's a lot to come with Cardano. I saw one of the questions here in the chat asking if do we think Cardano will reach a $1,000 within the next couple of years. Something I can't promise you that, but
What's
that's a lot, man. It's a lot
that's a
for
lot.
it is a lot, but that's the thing. Look, the space is so dynamic. The space is so dynamic, and the thing is with Cardano is that they're obviously choosing that a different market at the moment, right? As what Ethereum is currently being involved in, and they're along the way working on a whole completely different market, and while allowing at one point with their growth, if they grow well enough, they will also be able to make it easier for those ERC20 tokens to join their ecosystem. But is that a very long time away from now?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure. And then, but the main question you got to ask yourself is, by that time, are we gonna have something already out there that's already beating Cardano? So
Yeah, but
which we already got a couple things. So that's what we need to keep in mind here, guys. So when we think about the next 3-4 years, always remember that this space is extremely fast, dynamic, and if something, if there's any hint of something working good, then that's what the market's gonna choose. So
yeah, but look, man, look, that's there's no need to beat around the bush here. We're gonna be straight up with people here. There's no way Cardano is reaching $1,000 a coin. This cycle, maybe not next cycle. That is very unrealistic. I maybe 10
he was
years from
asking
now.
within the next like 3 years.
Yeah, definitely not. 100% no. It's extremely unlikely. It would have to be worth so many trillions. It's completely unlikely. No.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
definitely not. Because here's the thing, man. Too, you got to think like I'm not saying you're new. You may not be new, but a lot of these new people, they look at Cardano, they look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and they think it's the same thing. And Cardano's so much cheaper. It can do what Ethereum did, and they don't understand like the
Yeah.
supply and that kind of thing. So,
Definitely. No,
yeah,
I agree, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's actually based on lack of, I guess, research, or you just need to actually look into it and see. It's Cardano's right now is involved in a completely different market that might, it might actually allow it to continue to survive in this space. But is it gonna take it, these higher extreme levels that Ethereum is at right now? I highly doubt it. I highly
yeah,
doubt it. Not until Cardano proves this is the market we're taking a look at right now, and I just don't think at the moment they do have that. Maybe within the next year or two we could be looking at a bit of higher numbers, but definitely not the 1,000. I wouldn't say.
yeah. But here's the thing as well. It's like it's not even. You gotta understand the supply here. It's not even that Cardano was like could be the winner one day. Its supply is much larger than that of Ethereum. It might not ever reach $1,000. So you need to understand that when looking at all these different coins have different supplies. All right. And some coins have a lot more supply than other coins. And that's one of the reasons why there's such a disparity when you see all these different price points. XRP at $1.57 and Doge 60 65 cents. it's all because they have different supplies here.
Yeah.
So that's something that you got to keep in mind. Like these aren't stocks, folks, right? These
Yeah.
are assets with different supplies.
And keep in mind, so some of them do would become deflationary at one point. Some of them would do some sort of a token burn that might
Like,
affect. Was just like there's so
like
much. That's what we
Ethereum.
mean. That's what we mean with dynamic. That's what we mean by dynamic. Like anything can happen. You just need to just look at currently what's going on, and then project what could happen. But enough of that, man.
Yeah, no. So okay, if I can just throw this out here, kind of realistic price prediction for Cardano, I think $5 to $10 is kind of realistic for Cardano this year. And then I think this year we're probably going to enter around the end of this year a bear market where everything will crash, and Cardano is extremely likely to crash. In my opinion, I could be wrong. Near the end of this year, Cardano has next to no institutional backing. So as soon as fear comes into the market and we can start to get shaken out, Cardano is a retail person's coin. The weekends will sell. Cardano, I think, is going to crash hard at the end of this year. But I own Cardano. I like Cardano. I think it will continue to do well over the next few months. But once we do get a bear market, Cardano will crash hard.
Damn. Okay, so next, right now, we are looking at. I saw some people asking for BTT, which I would also like to talk about. There's also
Let's take a look.
Filecoin, there's Solana, and maybe Matic as well. So maybe we'll start off with Matic if you're good with that, and then we'll
100%.
jump back. I got Matic's chart open right now,
Let's take a look.
and we are sitting at 76 cents so far. If we're looking at the daily, looks like we've been getting squeezed for the past, couple of, 4 days maybe here. And yeah, the bodies of those candles have been getting very narrow yesterday as well, and right now looks like we are going above. So overall, if you maybe could take a look at the 6 hour, you'll see this bull flag that really got me interested in the price action. I didn't really want to get or start adding so much into Matic somewhere at the 93 cent. Obviously there's some sort of retracement. There's a lot of optimism for Matic at the moment, a lot of integration with those big protocols, and yeah, right now we're seeing some sort of a retracement. So I'm seeing a bull flag. Clearly, I can see where the resistance is, I can see where the support is, and I can see that there's some sort of a small support here somewhere at the let's see here, maybe just draw a bit of so somewhere here. I hate when this happens so much. Boom. Somewhere here. So somewhere between the 72 cents all the way to the 75 cents is where Matic is not going down. We're trying to always consistently stay above, but you can see here even at the moment that this is the range we're looking at. Somewhere here where if Cardano actually continues to break above the 77 cents, 78 cent region, if we go above that, we're going to go back up to retest this level, 83 cent, come back down to retest. So I would say something like this can happen, and we're gonna shoot back up. I think it's a nice bull flex, something like this, where we get to this level over here, come back down to retest, and that's where the actual breakout will catalyze. There isn't much volume at the moment. Maybe if we go to the 10-day, we'll see where the volume is, still below average. But if we're looking at a breakout and we're looking at a profit taking level for a majority of the market or majority of the traders, we take the pole of this bull flag, project it at the presumed breakout point from that bull flag, and we're looking at somewhere close to the $1.26 and $1.30 region. So it's pretty exciting, man. I'm excited. I want to see if it holds. So just to give you maybe a bit of thing behind it here, if it breaks below or it doesn't maintain this level over here that we have somewhere, if it starts to continue to go down below the 73 cent or maybe the 72 cent, then it's a different thing. So these are the ranges we're looking at here. If break below will catalyze a movement at the bottom, break above is going back up to the $1.30.
Right. So a few things to say here. So I think first, maybe I could briefly describe what Matic is and why it's important for maybe those who don't know. So right now, Matic and Polygon is a second layer scaling solution for Ethereum that also aims to be kind of an interoperable bridge, bridging different ecosystems, into the Ethereum ecosystem. So very bullish on this thing long term. In fact, even Vitalik is very bullish on this thing long term by extension, because Vitalik Buterin, I found out recently, actually has said that second layer scaling solutions for Ethereum will be necessary even after Ethereum 2.0 is rolled out, sharding and some different stuff that aims to make Ethereum more scalable. So right now, folks, Ethereum can only process, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, tens of transactions per second. Some second layer scaling solutions aims to improve that, and there are a bunch of proposals to increase the transactions per second on Ethereum. But Polygon is one of those solutions, a second layer scaling solution. And so, Ethereum has a big problem. Polygon aims to solve that problem. Polygon is the leader in the Ethereum scaling solution niche. So I'm very bullish on this in the long term. As long as ETH continues to do well, and as long as there continues to be problems with ETH scaling, which there are likely to be for quite a while, maybe a year or so or even longer, I think Polygon will continue to do well. People are saying screen. Are you on my screen, man?
I am on your screen, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is on your screen.
Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, sorry, people were saying screen. And then just in terms of the technicals here, so we are in kind of this downward moving channel. A few things. There are two clear clusters of volume above us that will act as resistance. So we need to get above that if we want to see bullish continuation. If this is indeed a bull flag, we need to get above 79.2, and we need to get above 81 cents. If we see Matic at 82 cents, that's our cue that this bull flag could be valid and that we could really start to shoot up and enter those dollar ranges.
Hold on. So can you guys see the screen or no? Because from my end here, it just shows that it is on his screen. Leok is saying stop. It's not. It is now. Is it or is it not, guys? Can you see the screen?
We can't see. Can you guys see our screen? Let us know if you guys can see our screen here. I think so, mate. Because if I pull up the
yeah, because I can see the live stream also on this end. So yeah, you can, Michael. All right, so we're good to go.
I think we're good.
Then if that's the case, yeah.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
We're saying yes. Okay. Awesome.
I agree. Guys, yeah. I think these are the targets we should be looking at in general. Matic is definitely helping out the Ethereum ecosystems, helping out other protocols integrate properly with the Ethereum ecosystem. And yeah, I think it's pretty good so far. Maybe at one point we should just make that one Matic video or something just to really delve into the details for whoever doesn't really know it much and give you an update on what they're doing in the market and how they're affecting the Ethereum ecosystem. So it's pretty nice. I like it. I really like Matic so far. Next, BTT.
Let's talk about BTT.
So BitTorrent. So someone brought it up here a couple of days ago, and I've been really interested in it ever since. BitTorrent. I'm not sure if you guys know what BitTorrent is, but it's just basically a torrent website where you can download torrents overall, and it's pretty big, and it's been pretty known since way back. So BitTorrent right now, they're trying to tokenize file sharing and decentralizing file sharing servers or services, and this is where they're sitting at right now. We can see this. There's an descending triangle actually. We know where sellers have been coming in, and nice bottom support. And right now, as soon as we got to this side over here, a couple of days ago, we were looking at a breakout, and it looks like it did break above it. So looks pretty good so far. We did get squeezed somewhere at 62 region. We identified a range here between the 73 and the 62 region. We broke above it. So saw some sort of retracement. Now we're back down to retest it. So once that retesting is done, if this level does not hold at the 73, this could be possibly a fake out. I don't want BitTorrent to get back to these slower levels right now. I want to see buyers try to come in and show us that, hey, we're all looking at the same thing and we all agree that this is a breakout. And I can kind of see a nice volume here at the breakout level. But then again, not a lot of follow through. We pushed all the way back up, but sellers really came back down. But it's just showing the buying power at the moment. Today, volume has been turning to the positive. We've been the selling pressure has been subsiding, and the RSI itself, I love it, man. I love when the RSI is all the way in the middle, because it's just telling you that there's enough room to go above, and you'd have that space. You still have enough space to continue to push up,
ready to pick a direction.
Exactly. So if this maintains, if this holds, I'm already in BitTorrent.
You're already in?
Oh yeah, yeah. So if this actually does work, then I think these higher, because it's just file sharing services, right? And these guys are experts.
Where are we? Oh, it's a high market cap too. Where are we listed here? We're on Binance
Binance.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, man. No, it's yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, but this does look very interesting,
Yeah.
very appealing as a swing trade for me. And just to piggyback on all what you're saying, I agree. I think for me, I just that volume. If we get above that volume, I could see this flying,
Definitely.
flying. Yep.
100%. And I think this could be really early days for BitTorrent, but just them knowing that space and file sharing, file storage, online server slash, all of that stuff, them being experts in that space as a company, regardless of what the product is, right, is I think pretty appealing to a lot of buyers at the moment, especially when it comes to decentralization. But anyways, enough of that. This is nice so far.
I like it. I like it. Well, folks, look, we have plenty more charts for you guys, tons more breakouts. If you like this stream so far, do us that favor, like, subscribe, share this thing, click on all the links. Just click on every button you see, and we'll be happy campers. So, man, look, I don't know about you. A lot of people are saying VeChain. We'll touch on VeChain for sure. We talked about it
Yeah,
earlier,
yes,
but
do it.
I'm kind of ready to talk about Kusama.
I
If you're
already
here to-
switched to your screen, man.
Let's talk about
saw
Kusama.
Kusama on there. I'm like,
All right.
let's just switch ASAP.
Folks, I cannot sing Kusama's praises enough because I like Polkadot. Folks, Polkadot is very interesting because they built in massive demand for DOT and Kusama. It's built into the tokenomics. Just for those who don't know, the way Polkadot works is that there's 100 or so parachains. Parachains, getting a parachain slot is what allows a project, a protocol, to be interoperable and scalable within the Polkadot ecosystem. And so projects that want to be interoperable in Polkadot, they need to stake, they need to lock up either Polkadot or Kusama in these auctions in order to get one of those parachain slots. And so there's this built-in demand. Every project that wants a parachain slot needs to buy a ton of Polkadot and a ton of Kusama and lock it up for extended periods of time. For those who don't know, Kusama is the canary chain of the Polkadot ecosystem. It's a fork. It's essentially where all the kind of the new developments for Polkadot go first, kind of like the untested stuff. But I love Kusama because it's a much lower supply and a much lower market cap version of Polkadot. And thus, since Polkadot's great and Kusama is a lower cap, lower supply version, they essentially do the same thing. Could Kusama have a much higher ROI potential than Polkadot? Maybe. I'm betting that it does. I don't own any Polkadot because I own Kusama instead. I really like Kusama.
There we go. What's the chart telling us?
Yeah, so the chart looks also interesting. So not only do we have interesting fundamentals, we have very interesting technicals here as well. We're having this quite substantial consolidation period. Ever since April, or really March, we've been kind of consolidating here. And we're finally breaking up bullishly from our, descending triangle, from our channel. Either way, we're above a clear trend line here. Really what I want to see from Kusama to see bullish continuation, we need to get above, I'd say 450, but really if we're trying to be very specific, I'd say 455. As soon as we get above 455, but even to be safer, make a new higher high, I think we're but really it's this volume. If we get above this cluster volume at 455, I think we're flying.
And it peaked today. It kind of peaked through it, huh?
It
peaked all the way
today.
to 475.
We're getting rejected currently though, which is not nice. And as well, so if we start to break down below this volume, if we break down below 430, that's bad news bears. We can definitely break down further. Ultimately, I wouldn't want to see us make new lower lows. If we do, this breakout could be invalid. Even if we get below 415, because 415 was our breakout. If we get below that, that's our sign that, ooh, this is not looking too good short term. And then if we make a new lower low here, if we get below 385, I would be worried this is not short term bullish anymore.
Definitely. No, I agree. It does look pretty good. Want to talk about VeChain?
Let's talk about VeChain.
All right. So I have it pulled up here if you want to pull up after on your end.
Yes.
VeChain is probably the most what we talk about basically on this channel. It is the I guess the
Probably,
highlight, yeah. But overall, yeah. So again, we talk about it already today? We did talk about VeChain.
We did.
Okay.
Well, we can keep talking about it. I mean, people seem to like it. So.
Yeah, so I guess this is it, guys. We just had that breakout. Just long story short, yesterday's volume was pretty nice, above average. We've been below average ever since April 24th. April 23rd, we had a nice it's basically a lot of volume, but it was still crazy just because it's telling you how many people do love VeChain. People like VeChain, man. Ever since I remember, even talking about just in general getting into VeChain like 3 years ago was the first thing I actually got into in terms of the crypto market. At one point,
Crazy.
my friend, yeah, just gave me a call and he said, "Hey, let's just you got to take a look at this video." Just looked at a random YouTuber who was just talking about it, and I just got excited. And then, one month after the other, just slowly get into the whole just projects and all these things. But it was VeChain, man, and VeChain has been here for a while, and that's why I think people say it's a slow mover, because it's been around for such a long time. They started on KuCoin first, and yeah, now we're here. Now it's at I remember it was actually, I think I had $50 in it, and I had like I'm not
You were
sure, like
whale
some,
back then.
oh, it was like what, like probably like 5,000 VeChains for like $50 or something like that, or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And now look at it, it's all the way at the 22 cents. But anyways, so people do love VeChain. VeChain has the attention right now, has that spotlight. I think a lot of the movement with Bitcoin actually is, but Bitcoin is still looking strong, by the way, right now as we speak. It's above the 59K. So
Ooh,
yeah,
Bitcoin is looking strong,
yeah, it
folks.
is.
That yeah. Look, if guys, if Bitcoin starts to rip up 5, 10K, Bitcoin dominance is gonna shift. The pairings with Bitcoin are gonna shift. The liquidity in the market is gonna shift. Do not get caught off guard. Do not be surprised. Bitcoin dominance has been falling. Bitcoin's been falling. It's not going to do that forever. Eventually, it's going to start ripping up 5, 10K. It's going to go up to 70, 80. Once that happens, the alts will pause. But again, everything moves in these mini cycles, right? Like if you're in something with great fundamentals that you don't mind holding long term, again, I'm not going to get shaken out if the alts temporarily correct. Bitcoin's ripping up. Because look, over the long term, Bitcoin ripping up is good, and over the long term raises the ceiling for the alts. But while it's happening in the short term, does negatively affect the alts if it happens quickly. So that's
Definitely.
something you guys got to be
Yeah,
aware of.
no, that's something you got to keep in mind for sure. I would say maybe the only thing is maybe selective higher cap coins, right? Altcoins will have that movement with Bitcoin. But when we're talking
Yeah.
about a lower cap, 100%, people are gonna take their money off of that and just put it in these higher caps for sure. So, no, I agree with you, man. But so if we're looking back at VeChain here, I know that's what everybody's probably here for in this whole live stream. We are breaking, right? And it seems like, as soon as we break above, we've been breaking, volume is above, we've been, you'd love to see it. MACD has been ticking up. Sometime soon here is going to turn to the positive. Turning to the positive is telling us that we have more buy pressure, more buying momentum, more than this. We've been stuck below it since April 28th, 26th, and we're pushing up again. Our side itself is still, just picking its way up slowly up to the top here. We're literally sitting at the 60 region. We got some ways to go, man. And I think, someone was asking for some sort of target. I think the first target we could be looking at is the 32 cent right now. If VeChain continues to go above, breaks above this level, then I think there's the next stop, 32.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, man. I love the chain long term. I think it's gonna be, I like it. It could be a top 10 project. I think.
Yes. So we got it now on your screen if you want to say something or.
Yeah. Well, look. Again, we got so many charts for you guys. One thing I just want to throw out there, in terms of the high caps and what I think is the safest play at this point, that has the highest ROI, that is a high cap. Chainlink, I think right now is my favorite high cap play. Like I'm looking at the top 10, and I'm asking myself if I had to put money in the market right now, where would I put my money in terms of kind of like top 10 coins that are high caps? I would lean towards Chainlink. And again, it would be great if we had a pullback. I would love to wait for a pullback, but just examining kind of like top 10, top 12 coins here. We have Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, XRP, Dogecoin ahead of Chainlink. 4 projects that I keep saying have no business being ahead of Chainlink. So I think Chainlink, just based off fundamentals, in my subjective opinion, I think has room to move up 4 slots in terms of market cap ranking. So in terms of kind of the high cap safe plays, Chainlink's my favorite. And I don't really consider VeChain a high cap, although it is a high cap.
It
VeChain is
is, I
definitely a
think.
high cap. It's definitely a high cap. But again, I think VeChain is one of those that has a fighting chance, maybe one day peaking it into the top 10 as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
It's not really that far away. It's not that far away
it's
from.
definitely not that far away.
Yeah, so that's for Chainlink. What else do you want to talk about here? I guess we're pushing to the. Wow, we've been off for an hour
Yeah,
and 15 minutes. That's crazy.
we've been on for a while, and we can keep going. You guys let us know if you guys have any coins you guys want us to look at. But I have a few low caps here that I can mention. If not, do you have anything on your mind you want to talk about here, man?
No, let's just bring up, I guess, the lower cap ones, Decenter. We've been looking at a bunch like that. Swissborg. What else? Eternity, Marshall. You want to start
Um,
with those? What else you got?
well, there's a ton. We can look at all of them if you want.
Let's
I
do it.
mean,
Let's
let's
do
take
it.
a look here at Decenter. So Decenter, I mean, we've been like shilling it nonstop on our live streams, and it's because it's my favorite low cap. It's like 25, $26 million low cap. Long consolidation pattern. Finally is broken up bullishly. Major catalyst coming this quarter. So for those who don't know, it's basically a lower cap competitor to basic attention token. Are we looking at my chart here?
Yeah, it is your chart.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Again, yeah, major catalyst, browser and mainnet launched this quarter, low cap, finally broken up bullishly from months of consolidation. So we bought more here at 27 cents. We bought more at the breakout. This is honestly my favorite low cap right now. It's like $26 million low project. So this is my favorite one right now, to be honest.
Man, it's actually looking good. I'm actually
Yeah.
excited for this one because even if
Where
you're
it
looking at it, we
yeah,
did break out. Now we're coming back to retest. You see a bit of that rechasement happen.
yeah,
RSI has been pushing. Still got room to go up. Volume the
it's
past
still
3 days. Actually, I'm not really. Relatively speaking, if you zoom in a bit, it is above the average. We were peaking above that average, so that's nice. And we're doing the same amount of volume from before, but now at a breakout. MACD's going up. No signs of it going sideways a bit. I like it. I like the way this is looking. The
well,
only
my
thing was the 4 hours kind of trying to retracement, which is rightfully so after a breakout like this.
Yeah. Well, my chart's messed up. So I mean, my volume is really messed up. But you're right, man. This is actually looking good. We did see steady volume increasing throughout that breakout, which is what we want to see. And as long as we consolidate above, that trend line here that was previously resistance, as long as we stay above that, I mean, hell, this thing's stupid bullish.
Right.
If we retest and hold the breakout point, stupid bullish. If we can flip 44, 45 cents, I think we're retesting all time highs.
I agree. I like it,
Yeah.
man. I like it.
Yeah, I really like Decenter a lot. Senel Gurang, thank you for that super chat. Hey guys, can you have a look at Altura? Sure, let's take a look.
Let's see where we can find that.
Altura, I've never heard of that.
Me neither. Let's see.
Altura. Let's see.
I wish we can get to a level at one point we just know all of it, but I feel like that's impossible. Do you know
There's
what the ticker is,
thousands
Sunil?
It's ALU. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what this thing does. I'm not familiar with it.
Where'd you find that?
So,
Binance or? Oh, I see it. Yeah.
yeah, it's on. Let's see.
Nothing.
Nothing, eh? Hold on. Let's see if it comes up here.
CoinGecko.
Oh yeah, I got nothing. It's not
I guess
that-
maybe it's a fundamental question. Maybe is it? Well, if it was a chart question or fundamentals, then we'll definitely take a look. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not sure about you, but yeah.
familiar.
But if we can't really find, I see that chart there. If you scroll down back again.
Scroll down.
Yeah, there was Altura. Yeah, just one more, isn't it? No, never mind.
No.
Yeah, sorry, for some reason it's not really showing up here. Unless, do you know where you can find that chart
No,
for
man,
it?
if it's not on Dex tools, it's not on
probably not
Chart
there, right?
Pro. Yeah, we can't. Sorry, man. Like I can. There's a few coins out there like Chainx. Another project I can never chart it. It's not anywhere. I don't know why, but
Right.
yeah, unless we can chart it, we can't really take a look at it. So,
But
I'm sorry
Sunil,
about that.
thank you for the donation, and we'll try to find it even after this. Make sure you just join our Discord. If we actually end up finding it, I promise you we'll put a chart analysis for you there. So, besides that, what do we have, man? What else do we got?
Okay, well, there's a bunch to look at. Now, one thing, I wish I could find the chart. I knew I had the chart pulled up before this, but Liquidity, it's the project I got you into.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
So, okay, yeah. See, unfortunately, I can't find this goddamn chart anywhere. Where did I find the chart?
So in the meantime, while you're looking at that, I can talk about Filecoin if you like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pull that up. Yeah.
Okay, so Filecoin is one of the other ones, one of the other charts I've been looking at here that I would just want to share with you guys. Looks like, we pumped all the way up to the 239, went back down to the space we had at the $120, I guess, and we formed this some sort of a horizontal or symmetrical wedge pointing to the side. Sellers are coming in more aggressive. Buyers are slightly more aggressive overall, but you can see the accumulation happen. And yeah, this is on the daily chart. So sometime soon here, basically when we're looking at a pattern like this, we're looking at if we're going into it, and you can see here from way back, we've been actually looking at this, but I guess we didn't really make that many videos about it, and I stopped looking at it mainly, but this is where we were talking about it here, I guess from February or something. But yeah, as soon as we get here where the sellers and the buyers have to fight it off and see if we're going to go up or down after, because there's nothing here for us to reference in terms of a support or resistance. For uptrending into the symmetrical pattern here, we expect that something like this can happen. We get here, it gets a bit crazy, a bit volatile, it breaks above, comes back down, it just literally retests this region over here and comes back down to retest this line over here that now is turning to a support, push back up, and see comes back to retest and push back upward to these higher levels, back to the $236. So this is a bit early still. Just want to get it on your radar. I still think maybe if we're looking for some sort of a breakout from now until the next 10 days, basically the next week to 10 days are where this breakout can happen. If we're looking at some sort of criteria for you to look at, I don't want Filecoin to break below the $140, so we needed to make some sort of a higher low over on this side. And if we're looking at some sort of a pump above or a rage breakout, I want to see Filecoin continue to maintain above the 153. So we're going to be range bounded here for a bit. Break above, it's going to go to the top, at least to these higher levels we had before, somewhere to 139, maybe as a first step at the 191. But if we break below, then that's bad news. That's bad news. It's going to panic and it's going to crash and the whole world's going to burn.
Right, exactly. Fear and panic.
Yes, sir. Did you find that chart you were looking at? Or?
I did find this chart.
There we go. Okay, so let me switch to you real quick. Boom.
Okay, so
the hell is that?
Things here. This is a chart. Don't worry, man. I'll teach you all about TA. And then we have to
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, folks, look, this is a project that I showed to Messin last night. I called him in a panic. I was like, "Yo, listen, this thing, you gotta ape in." Why do you gotta ape in? Because we're breaking out. This is the breakout live stream. You gotta hit that like button. You gotta subscribe. You gotta click on all these links. We're bringing you guys breakouts. Your breakouts got breakouts. Now, listen, folks. In this ascending triangle here, broke out bullishly. We're seemingly above one of our major fib levels here. I brought this to our VIP Discord members, I think around like $23.60. So they got a better entry. So make sure you check out our VIP Discord through our Patreon down in the description below. Now, a few things here. We broke above the fib level. If we start to make new higher highs above these kind of three peaks here, I think this is ready to see bullish continuation. But what is this thing? Why should you care? Liquidity is a protocol that allows you to take loans out and borrow against your Ethereum for 0% interest. 0% interest. So, folks, listen. As this bull run continues to mature, as people make money, as ETH goes up in price, as people are thinking about taking profits, one approach you could take is take a loan out against your Ethereum, because a lot of people just want to hodl Ethereum, these hardcore, ETH maximalists. They don't want to sell their ETH. But how do you take profits if you can't sell? Well, something you can do is take a loan out against your Ethereum. That way, you're still holding your Ethereum and you're still taking some kind of profits. Let's say you want to buy your Lambo, right? You can use liquidity to take a loan out against your ETH and pay 0% interest. So I think while this bull run matures, as people keep making more money, I think a protocol like this is going to continue to look more and more attractive. And if we look at the market cap here, $70 million market cap. So I think this is still a low cap gem, in my opinion. Right. So yeah, that's what's going on with Liquidity, folks.
I agree,
and
man.
Look, guys, I don't even think we're bringing you guys such amazing picks here. Such gold. Do us that favor. Like, subscribe, share this stuff. Become a Patreon member if you guys want to support us and get access to these projects before we talk about the live streams and stuff. Do all that stuff. But yeah, no, those are my two thoughts,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Those are my 2 cents.
We got Doug Dale with a 5-year donation. Thank you so much. He's saying check out Trias. It has more fundamentals than ADA, and it's only 50 million market cap. Please do your own research. You won't be disappointed. You know what? We're about to. I have it pulled up right here.
Let's take a look.
And he's not lying, man. This thing did really shoot up, and it's just doesn't look like it's stopping. It's straight upwards. That's what it is. So I'll just switch to my screen here.
Ooh, yeah. It is a low market cap.
It is a low market cap, and it's on Qcoin. So this is what we're looking at here on the daily. Oh man, how much did it go up? Let's just see here. So we're going all the way to the bottom. Ooh, 262%. So it's pretty good, man. We're seeing some sort of retracement right now. Volume is massive. This is what happened. Did they? Because I'm not really familiar with this, guys. Was there something like some sort of a catalyst that these guys had, or is it just basically people interested in it? Let us know in the comments here. But do you want to do a quick analysis on this? Maybe here if we go to the 10, 6 hour, 4 hours, see what that's telling us.
Sure. I don't have the chart pulled up on my end. I'm trying to go through the website.
So I have it here on my end. It's on Qcoin basically. You can find it on TradingView. But
okay.
Yeah.
So just
go ahead.
I can just add one thing just while you're doing your thing there. Look, this has had such a massive impulse. I really hate chasing pumps like that. Even if I really like the project, I would 100% want to wait for a pullback. Whether we get a pullback or not, that's not a guarantee. But like this has pumped so much, even if it's has great fundamentals. Again, like I would just feel it doesn't feel right chasing a pump like this.
Right.
I would want to wait for a pullback personally.
100%, especially if you don't know the coin much. But if we're just gonna do some sort of a TA on it right now, looks like it's been just going up. If there's anything that we can identify from these ranges we got over here, I would say somewhere close to the so we do have some sort of range that we gotta make sure we break above right now. I would say somewhere around here would be a nice support, but is it gonna hold? I would really think so. If we do fall, I would say somewhere around this area as well, which is the $15.74. And ultimately, if we're going down here, I would say somewhere close to this region. So that's the $12, actually $13. So if we go back to that daily time frame over here, maybe that paints a better picture for us. Yeah, you can see that. A couple of areas that we could find that support at. This thing is extremely overextended, guys. And look at it right now. It is at the hard part. So we need to see. Volume is extremely high. MACD is going up. Stochastic RSI and RSI are in the overbought region, and if we go to the slower time frames, we'll start seeing how volume has been decreasing a bit, and then these guys are starting to curve down a bit. So moving to the 6 hour, maybe that would show us. 4 hour as well. Volume is going down. These guys want to go down as well. I don't know. What do you think, man? It's evident that this might just I don't know.
I don't really like this, man. Like, look, again, I'm not familiar with the fundamentals, but let me measure the percentage growth we've seen.
260 or something.
Look, we had a 258% impulse upside. And look, this is a low cap gem, and if it does have good fundamentals, good catalyst, could continue to pump, sure. But if a 250% growth in like a couple of days, I sure shit wouldn't be chasing that. Yeah. Like, even if it was ETH or chainlink, which I love, great fundamentals, I'd 100% wait for a pullback. So again, there's a cluster of volume right here at kind of $17.20. If we start to break below $17.20, this could really start to fall because there's not a lot of support below us. So I'd be very careful about this.
Yeah, so it depends how you're looking at it as well, guys. If you're looking for some sort of, like when to get out of it, I think this is, you got to wait on some sort of confirmation. I would say, so if it starts to break below this over here, maybe if we're looking at the, hourly, just to be a bit more specific, because look at the daily, doesn't really tell you much. It's just a straight wall, right? So you can't really see much, see many of those levels to take a look at. But all I'm saying here is I'm seeing some sort of retracement already. 6 hour chart, we're seeing a lot of wicks to the upside, so a lot of people are taking that profit. It did great, don't get me wrong. This thing did amazing, but I wouldn't really think about putting money in it right now or until I actually fully understand it. But then again, guys, it's already up by 200 some percent. So maybe wait for some sort of dip, which is
Yeah.
something that can easily come up. So if it starts to fall below this over here, right? I don't know what you think, but if we're looking at something like this here, and it's yeah, I can see some sort of something like this. If it starts to go below this, then I would be, I'd be like, yeah, I'm out. I made enough money. But then it depends what you want, right? So
Yeah, I'm also on their website here, and I'm reading their description, and I've read it, and I still have like no clue what this is, even after reading on the
what do you
website
mean? There's a
the
button
description.
that says Trias in a nutshell, man. What are you talking about,
No,
man?
I understand, but just read. Okay, read this and tell me what this does.
And I'll
Are,
power
are, are you
support
able
in.
to?
Oh
Are
yeah,
you able to do
it's
this?
like I don't know I don't know how to read, man. Native applications, trusted,
Yeah.
Trias, trusted. Yeah, something we.
Yeah. Okay. So look, folks. Like, I don't know the fundamentals of this thing. Reading their bio, I still don't understand it. I would need to look into this more. But just really, just with a pump like that, I wouldn't chase that. I would take profits, I think. But again, too, like something like Matic. I mean, Matic just did the most insane parabolic growth, and I was taking profits way before I should have, in my opinion. So again, I don't think this is on the scale of Matic, from what I understand. But without having great understanding, this looks very precarious to me.
Precarious. Yes, I love that word. Yeah,
Yes,
no.
yes.
So I agree, man. Hope that answered your question. Hope we didn't scare you much, I guess, but that's what we think about it. Anyways, what do you want to talk about next, man?
Oh well, we got a few super chats here. So actually, first off, thank you everyone for those super chats. You guys are very kind.
Thank you, guys.
But he's saying here, so cloud computing in BC, one blockchain layer allowing all chains to connect, proof of work, proof of stake, okay, scaling ETH 12 years with 80 patents pending approval. Okay, so it seems to be like kind of just a bridge, a cloud bridge. Okay, that's interesting. Look, if it's a cloud bridge, that's an interesting idea. Um, so maybe this is worth looking into more. So some kind of like having
Mhm.
interoperable bridge from different kind of cloud storage
Right.
protocols. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
definitely
did
something
a
we need to take a look at for
yeah.
sure.
So you did a better job of describing what the protocol was than they did. They should pay you to write the descriptions. So that's that.
Perfect. But no, thank you for the donation.
Thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
the
Thank you for
donation.
bringing it to our attention. This could be, the next biggest thing. So we gotta definitely take everything and just research it for sure. We got Ryan as well. Love listening to you guys. BPro is the next Q coin pumper after Trias. However, BPro has potential. Started by RUI Texera, founder of the Polka Marcus. So first of all, thank you so much for the $5 donation. And you want to take a look at BPro?
It's a low cap. I actually So I'm
Is
just
that the
looking at
one that we had a
CoinGecko.
hard time yesterday finding that?
I don't maybe I don't know though. It's on
It's okay.
KuCoin.
So let's see. Let me pull it up.
So a few things here. This is a low cap, 58 million. I've heard this before. I wonder what this does. And also, just we're gonna pull up the actual chart here, but this does look interesting because we might be seeing some potential bullish divergence. But let's take a look here at the chart.
Ooh.
See what the chart has to say. Are you seeing what I think I might be seeing?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, let's take a
Whew.
look here.
Okay, this is pretty nice. Maybe I have it already pulled up. So whatever,
Yeah, go ahead.
whenever
Yeah.
you're done with yours, we can switch. But looks pretty. We can see here where that resistance is clearly. Now, if you zoom out a bit, if you just zoom all the way out, you'll see a huge wick to $100. So that's probably on the release date or whatever they did. It's December 2019. Holy, so it's been around for a minute here. But yeah, now looking at this so far, we're looking at the 1.2 cents. We can see, man, this is actually nice. I really like this chart a lot.
Yeah,
This
this
is a
looks
very
interesting
nice.
on multiple fronts.
Yeah, so we're looking. We can see where the base is, guys. Here we can see that this is a strong support. That it tried to find that support at, I guess, at the cent, literally exactly at the cent. And now it's a steep drop. And again, if you've been watching us from before, we look at some sort of steep drops like this, and we'd wait as soon as we don't do anything here until we see some sort of range that gets identified after that drop. where this starts to happen here, and then we'll look at a breakout outside of that range to retest those higher levels. So this is what it looks like for this coin so far. I would like to see it, you know, at least try to get back above to the 1.8 cents. For sure. And as soon as it starts peaking above these lines over here, as soon as it starts doing something like this, where this right now it's been really stuck in the negative, so negative momentum for the longest time here ever since May 4th, and now it looks like it is trying to peak back above RSIs in the neutral. Could be making those higher lows as we move forward, but the best thing about it is the fact that the stochastic RSI is all the way in the bottom. So this thing is making higher lows. Stochastic here is telling me that this guy over here, right? So this is what we always say. Stochastic RSI is telling us that this guy wants to have another leg up, which is going to confirm that, you know, higher lows. And man, if this thing breaks above here, above this range, or maybe goes above the 1.4 cent, then we could definitely be looking at these higher levels again, somewhere close to the 2.9. I'm really interested in this, and I'm gonna put some sort of alert for it right now. Thank you for bringing this up, man. This is pretty nice. What do you think about this?
Yes, this does look interesting on multiple fronts. Now, I'm busy here drawing a painting. I know.
I'll just switch to your screen anyways, though.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, there's so many lines.
What the hell is this?
You know, I can't take in this information. I'm so confused. A lot of people are going to freak out and panic over a few
Guys,
lines,
the way
but
you got to think about it here, guys, Brendan thinks this is a canvas, right? So
this is a
you got to
canvas,
let
and
him do
I'm
his
an
thing for a
artist.
bit.
Yeah, but there's a point that I'm getting to, which is this is very interesting on multiple fronts. We had a massive run up, had massive long correction. So whenever we have long corrections, long consolidations, a lot of people get shaken out, a lot of people get bored to death, a lot of people sell out, and the more people sell out, the less sellers are on the market. So what happens? Again, I don't know the fundamentals, but let's say it has good fundamentals. Just assume that, and the sellers keep selling out. So there's less and less sellers, and some has good fundamentals, and we're in a bull market. Well, eventually, we run out of sellers, and especially when we're near an apex like this could really take off. But my point in drawing all these lines here is I'm trying to get across the point that we have a bunch of potential resistance levels all converging in front of us here. So we can obviously draw this a bunch of different ways, but ultimately this means the same thing. We have slanted resistance converging ahead of us here. So if we start to break above these clusters of resistance trend lines, I think we could really start to shoot up. So ultimately, what I think we want to look out for here, because there are a bunch of different resistance levels all above us, is a new higher high. Because we have been correcting, but we're seeing a little bit of a momentum shift. We're seeing nothing but lower highs and lower lows. Now we're seeing a little bit kind of micro higher highs and higher lows. So we want that trend to continue. If we make a new higher high above this, but ultimately if we get above, I'd say kind of 2 cents here to end this fib level, then I think we could really start to fly just based off technicals. So I want to see this get above 2 cents. I want to see this get above our fib. If we do that, we'd be making higher highs, which would be a complete shift from our prior constant lower highs and lower lows.
Hey man, I'll be honest. Whatever you got going on with those lines actually looks good, man. So congrats.
It looks pretty, right?
It does look pretty, man. It does look pretty. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you, man. This is pretty nice. I already put my alerts. I put an alert at the 1.4 cent region. So that's something to keep in mind. I think if there's any break above that would be nice. I have an alert somewhere here, as you can see, and I also have an alert somewhere at the 1.9.
You just have your one line.
Where is it? Say it again.
It's funny because like we go to your chart and it's like so simple. You just got one line.
That's pretty much it, man. I'm a simple guy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are my alerts are set. As soon as we start seeing some sort of break above, we'll notify you guys, and I will definitely be interested in this, because let's just flirt with the idea of this actually going back up to these. Okay, this is pretty good, man. Anyways, what else do you want to talk about here? What else do we have?
Well, look, man, there's a million coins we could talk about, but we've been going on for quite some time here. So I want to ask people, do you guys want us to keep going here? If you do, hit that like button. That way we know you guys want us to keep going.
I see Kane here. Kane Ramsey saying, what is he saying here? Don't sleep on Trias, guys. Currently at $17. Guys, the way you're looking at Trias too late. You'll be doing the same with Toco soon if you don't look at it yet. Toco's about to break out Toco. I mean, we can take a look at Toco as well.
Let's see
We're
what
pushing
Toco.
at the hour 40 minutes as well, so also something to keep in mind. But this is still fun. You know, if you guys want us to continue doing this, let us know. We got HBAR, Solana. What do you want to look at, man?
Well, we have been going on quite a while here. I'm looking to maybe start wrapping up in a little bit, but
Yes.
let's take a look at some stuff here. So, there was a lot mentioned there. Should we take a look maybe at Toco? I see a lot of Toco going on.
Let's take a look at Toco, and we wrap it up with Zilliqa. I know everybody's been waiting on Zilliqa for
Sure,
a while.
I'm down. Toco coin.
All right, so we're on your screen here whenever you want to take a look at.
Oh, this looks interesting. I like this. I like this. I don't know what it does, but I like these technicals. I like this a lot. So, okay, so let's find what this is here. So let's take a look. And if you have it on yours, just let me know. We can go to yours.
Let's see here.
But if not, I'll start working on
It's
this
on
Toco.
Q coins,
It's
so perfect. I found
yeah.
it.
So I can go. Okay, let's take a look.
Um. Okay. Wow, this thing really fell off.
We missed Taco's super chat. We miss the super chat?
Did we?
Oh, yo, we missed the super chat.
Oh.
Black Taco, thanks for doing this. Can we look at Sol and XTZ? What are your thoughts long term? Thank you, Black Taco. You're the best. Also, we're gonna pull those up. Before we do, again, if you're ever in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada,
I knew he's gonna. I knew you're gonna bring this up.
check out El Camino and El Dorado. White people really know how to make some tacos. It's kind of pricey, it's expensive, but really, really good bomb ass.
Guys,
tacos.
he's been actually bullying me all day to go to this restaurant. I'm actually gonna go to this restaurant today, man. And if I swear to God, if this thing doesn't turn out to be good,
oh no,
I'm
it's
trusting
good.
you. But
It's
if it
gonna be
doesn't turn,
good.
all right, okay.
Yeah,
So stay tuned, guys, for the next. We're gonna discuss
for that update.
Brendan's taco preferences. Yeah, this is looking good, by the way. Tocoin,
Yeah,
Tether. I have
Tocoin.
it here pulled up on my screen. I'm not sure if people can see
You
it. Oh,
you do Tocoin, and then I'll pull up XTZ
sure,
and Soul.
sure thing, bud. What do we got here? Wow, this thing has been really steadily falling here, huh? But it looks like, what kind of things do they have going on here? Maybe if you can let us know in the chat, because the way this thing is falling looks very systematic and steady, right? So, is there some sort of a do they have some sort of reward system, or is this, do they have some sort of yielding, or what do they do? Because this is, I don't know, it looks kind of weird, doesn't it?
It does, but what I like and what kind of tipped me off or excited me about this is like that massive rounded bottom.
Yeah, I
We had this pump back from the previous cycle, and then we're doing nothing but consolidating, but forming a massive rounded bottom, and we're now
Is this a cup and
finally
handle,
seeing.
you think? It does look like it.
Mm,
No? I'll switch to your
I
screen.
don't
Let's
know.
see what
It's
you
kind
got.
of it's a little. I don't have anything.
Okay. So this is what I got on my
Showing us
end,
your
I
email.
guess. Nah. You can see my whole screen. They only can see the window. Yeah, so let's just take a look at this. We're looking at the daily. Thank you for bringing this up, because this does look interesting. Also, that's the main thing with these live streams as well, man, because the more people are in it, the more everybody shares these different coins or these interesting charts. And like, I'm happy actually that I even know about this now. And even what was the other one? I just wrote it down here. We're just BPro as well. BPro is looking good. But anyways, so we're sitting down here for.
I've heard a lot about BPro. I need to look at that more of that.
Then we just looked at it. We just made a whole.
No, I
sorry.
know. I'm saying fundamentals.
Oh,
moving
okay,
forward.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right now. We can see here some sort of a resistance from the top. We went all the way up to the 6.2 cents, and we have some sort of a support line here. Close this first higher low. Sorry, that this had before. Right now, we know we topped off at the 5.9 cents or 6.1 cent. Again, we've been really hovering around here. So what I'm saying is, we're looking at the daily. Today's a good day. It's been really pushing. Let's see how the day ends. We still have 4 hours and a half left to go. However, MACD's been going down a bit, and yeah, still RSI still has a bit of way to go here. So could be looking good so far, but overall, if we're looking at the really macro picture, man, it looks pretty good here. Because if I'm looking, this was the main level. Even looking at the VPVR, and you let me know if you agree or disagree, right?
Yeah.
We have the I know you're gonna agree, but we have this exactly right here, the 3.1 cents from back then here, that we really tried to break above and really hovered around it a lot and had a bit of a hard time. And this rounded bottom, this could be a cup and handle, man. It could be a cup and handle. But what I'm thinking is it just broke above it. It broke above it, came back to
No.
retest, and might be pushing back up.
Yeah, I don't know about a cup and handle, man.
No,
That looks too no, because for the where's the cup and where's the handle?
this is it right here, man. Boom. Goes up like this.
No,
Boom.
definitely not. No.
And see, this is like a cup, and there's a handle right
Yeah,
here.
but
And there's the T in the middle.
yeah, but the cup has to line up with the other cup.
Nothing has to line up, man. Nothing has to line up, okay? No,
Yeah.
nothing. This is going up. This is going straight to the moon. But
But
what do
this
you
does
think
look
about it?
this does look very, very interesting. Rounded bottom. Again, I think your wedge is correct. If we break out of that wedge and get above that volume, I think this could continue to go up. Again, we don't know. I don't know about the fundamentals, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if this is good or bad. I don't know, but just technicals, this looks interesting.
it definitely does look interesting. It is pretty interesting the way this is playing out. So I guess if that's the case, I'm just gonna set some of my alarms here. I would say I wouldn't mind this continuing to go down a bit. Again, we know exactly where the support is at the 3 cent region. So even if it falls back down, that's fine. The more it falls down, the better, at least for me to at least accumulate from this. So I don't really know the fundamentals, but we're gonna take a look at it later on. For me personally, if it goes down, sure, but we can see here that somewhere around this apex over here is what we need to pay attention to, and when the price is actually going to get squeezed. So as soon as, and the thing is if we're uptrending into a symmetrical wedge like this, and we get somewhere here, then we anticipate a breakout above it. And once we break out above it,
Yeah, and if we break out and get above that volume too, where's that volume at? What's that price at? That peak in volume above this?
I would say this one right here, you're saying?
No, just like the VPVR, the volume. Yeah, where's that?
So this is below us right now, but it's at
Oh,
the
we're
4
below
cents. We're above it. It's
Oh,
below
okay.
it. Yeah, it is this, the peak is below our price level. And
We're above that. So that's good.
so we did pass the hard part. This is the hard part right here, and we're
Yeah.
actually going. So it could be a smooth sail back up to this higher levels. It could be. I'm gonna keep an eye out on it. I think somewhere an alert here would make sense. And yeah, if it does continue to move upwards, I would be pretty interested in it. This is pretty nice. And if it goes below again, we would want to see maybe to accumulate more. But this is actually definitely on my radar. And the reason we're looking at this, because man, it was all the way up here. So
Yeah, this is
could be
interesting.
really good. Yeah.
I like this. Yeah. So a few things here. I have Tezos XTZ pulled up. If you want to maybe look up Solana on your end,
Let's do it.
and also Doug Dale says, guys, I'll wait 1 calendar month and super chat again. See where we are then. Trias and Toco are solid. Godspeed. So appreciate those super chats, man.
Thank you guys.
And look, maybe they are super solid. Like again, I'm just not familiar, so I need to look into them more. You did a very good job of explaining Trias. A better job than the website. So it's an interesting idea if that is indeed kind of like a bridge between different kind of file storage clouds and protocols. That's an interesting idea. Definitely worth looking into. So we will. And yeah, appreciate the super chats.
Doug Dale, you're the MVP, man. All right, so pull it up on your end. What do you got?
So I
switched
have
to your screen.
XTZ pulled up here, Tezos. If you want to start working on Solana there. So,
Yes.
okay, a few things here. Tezos looks strong. We're constantly seeing in macro higher highs and higher lows. Here on the short term here, I think we have this, ascending, broadening channel megaphone. We can call this a lot of things, but we're forming this very clear trend line where buyers keep coming in at this level. So this is a very key level here. Now we're also forming a very key resistance level where sellers are coming in at these levels. Okay, so we're right up against resistance here. We also have support right below us here based off our fib levels. Now, I want to see if I draw a line here, if this happens to line up with any volume. So let's zoom in the short term to get a better sense of what's going on here. So in the short term, okay, not crazy lot of volume in these regions here. Ultimately, I think if we cannot hold 1715, maybe a bit of a further pullback and retracement is kind of warranted here. We're seeing a little bit of volume near our fib level. So I'm saying this is probably where we fall back down to if we continue to retrace, which I think is definitely in the playbook. Because again, folks, impulse retracement, impulse retracement, impulse. What are we seeing? Long works the upside. Maybe we have a further retracement. So I think kind of I'd say $6.50 is our first short-term spot. There's a bit of there's a little bit of volume as well below us at 640, 630. But then if that doesn't hold, I think we might just retest the lower extremities of our ascending, broadening channel megaphone. There's white line here. So these are the two support levels that we're looking out for. And I am kind of looking out for a pullback right now because, again, impulse retracement, impulse retracement, impulse. What have we not had? A retracement. So, yeah, those are my thoughts with XTZ.
Yeah. So let's look at, there's a bunch of fighting happening in the chat, man.
Is there fighting? Don't fight.
I feel like we got to break it up. It's all love, guys. It's all love, man. If you're making some profits, you're making some profits. It is what it is. So, Solana, is that what was next? And I guess we'll wrap it up at this one if you're good. We're pushing 2 hours. That's crazy.
Wow.
I love it. I love it.
That did not feel like 2 hours.
At all, actually, at all. So we'll just look at my chart here where you're looking at Solana. Solana, obviously, if you guys have been watching, it's been really killing it. It's looking, we went all the way up to the $50 region. Right now, we're hovering around the 44. I think it's making that after a run up, that descending triangle move, which looks like it is usually or typically, Solana likes to do the same thing here. Same thing over on this side. We pump. Get into some sort of a wedge or a descending triangle, and as soon as we break out, it catalyzes it. Then again, we pump, have some sort of a downward channel. We shake out some of those traders, some of the sellers. As soon as we break above, we continue to push up, and now we're right here. So this is the daily. Daily looks like, we've been downtrending for a while in terms of the MACD. So the buying power that pushed us all the way from the $2 all the way to the $48, $50 right now is kind of it's losing that steam. And it did lose that steam already, sorry. So right now we have 4 hours and then 20 minutes for the day to go. It looks like, we could be starting to bottom out here in terms of the MACD. So we could start seeing some sort of a reversal happen. But then again, more importantly, if maybe we look at the 12-hour chart, it paints that picture better for us. We know there's that resistance. There's the support at the $41. So sometime soon here, I would say within the next, let's see here. So from here all the way, so it's like 4 days, within the 3 to 4 days, keep an eye out on it. If this level right here at the $41 does not hold, then I think it's going to be a movement back to these lower levels, at least somewhere close to the 55 EMA here. It has a lot of positive momentum around it, but if you're looking here from back then, it likes to also touch the 100 EMA as well. And maybe if we see the same thing here, it does like to touch that 100 EMA a lot on the 12-hour chart. So if this does not hold, I can see it trying to get back here down to this guy at the 38. And if that doesn't hold, maybe somewhere at the $32 region. But now I know you guys don't care about it falling. You want to see what the next target is, right? Isn't that right? Reply back to me.
I think it is, right?
So that's what it is right now. We're going to get squeezed to the apex sometime soon. These are the criteria we're looking at. We don't want to drop below the support, but as soon as we get here somewhere and it starts to go down again, we'll find some sort of range over on this side where Solana will get stuck somewhere between the 43 and this bottom support here at the 41. And as soon as we see some sort of breakout above, come back to retest, it could push up exactly somewhere close to the, I would say, the base of this triangle. And we'll just see if that takes us all the way to the lower 50s again. So looks pretty good. This is on a very short term. On the macro scale, we covered that a lot, but as of right now, I don't have a clear target yet. So maybe if you got something, we're good.
I have a few things to say here, which is this is actually Solana's kind of concerning me, to be honest, because like we've had such a massive run up, and we're seeing a bit of rounding out of the parabolic impulse. Because when we're impulsing, what we want to see is impulse, consolidation, then breakout. Impulse, consolidation, breakout. We're seeing a nice rounding out of price structure here after a massive run up. When was the last time we had that kind of rounding out structure? Here, rounding out structure, a little bit of a breakdown. So at this point, I would be worried about a breakdown with Solana. Ultimately, I think the key thing that we need to look out for to understand if we could break down is this cluster of volume at $43. So you have a lot of volume building up, above $43.50. If Solana starts to break below $43.50, I would be worried that more of a substantial pullback is warranted. We have the 100 EMA here on the 4-hour, kind of 41.80 acting as support. But I think really our next stop is probably this 200 EMA on the 4-hour, because that's where volume starts to build up. And also historically, that is where we found our support when we broke down from a consolidation pattern. It was a 200 EMA on the 6-hour. So we're in this consolidation pattern, quite overextended, volume below us. If we break below that volume, the increased likelihood of correction becomes more realistic. And then this volume is building up right near a historically relevant support level here at kind of $36. So if 45 can't hold, 36 is more realistic.
There you have it, folks.
There you go.
So yeah, I guess that's it for us. Do you have anything else you want to take a look at, or maybe we'll save it for later here?
Well, there's a lot, but we've been going for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, so. I need some water.
Yeah, maybe we should wrap it up.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up. Maybe at the end of the day here, we'll see what happens, or maybe look, guys. Make sure like tomorrow morning, we'll put up something here on the Discord. Maybe have something scheduled. So stay tuned, so we don't catch you, I guess, off guard with the live stream. Thank you so much for listening, for all the donations, even all the things you just brought up. I'm actually happy the fact that you're bringing it up for all the people that are in here to actually take a look at it. There's a couple, I know me and you right now, we got to talk about a couple charts that we just take a look at, because they really do look interesting. So thank you guys for even bringing this up, and thank you for all the donations, and just make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned to all this.
Yeah, 100%. So I would just say again, folks, like, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for the donations. We appreciate it. Join our Discord, link for that. Click on every link. That'll make us happy campers down in the description below. Hit that bell icon, share. And again, lots of interesting charts. We brought out that we're going to do more research on BPro, Trias, a few other ones. So yeah, that's it for me, folks. Stay tuned for the next one.
Yes, sir. Michael, I see BPro is a big takeaway. I heard lots about it. Yeah, it looks good, man. We're probably going to make
we're going to look about it.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Stay safe. Stay smart. Have a great day.
Take care. We need to come up with that cheesy